In some cases, rewiring a house without removing plaster walls is possible. It may take some skill to do, but there are a few tricks you can try to minimize the mess. If the wires are in the rafters, you can simply cover them with tape. If the wiring is in the walls, you'll need to use special tools to cut them. One of the first steps in rewiring a house is to take down the plaster. This step can be expensive and can create a major mess, but it is the best way to make sure the wiring is working properly. Before you do anything, you must get an electrical inspector's certification. The only way to be sure the work is done safely is to hire a professional electrician. To rewire a house without tearing down plaster walls, you'll need to create a proper plan. You'll need to determine how many wires you need, which type of wires you need, and whether you're going to tear down the walls. Alternatively, you can use the crawl space to get to the internal wiring without tearing down the plaster. Of course, this option will cost you extra money, but it's worth it in the long run. If you want to rewire a house without removing it, you'll need to work with a trained professional. If you want to rewire a house without ripping down plaster, you should hire a professional. Rewiring a house without tearing down walls is not always easy. If you're working in a basement, you should make sure you have access to a crawl space, because this can provide easy access to the internal wiring. It is also important to make sure the electrical system is secure and safe. Rewiring a house without tearing down plaster is a tricky process, but it is possible. You can get a skilled electrician to do the job for you, but it will also be a messy process. If you can't afford to do it yourself, you can pay a professional to do the work for you. If you can't afford to hire a professional, you can use your crawl space to access the wiring. Besides being expensive, rewiring a plaster wall can also be tricky. Removing plaster walls can expose existing plumbing and infrastructure. Therefore, it is necessary to have a crawl space if you're rewiring a plastered house. However, it's worth hiring a professional. You should take care to ensure the safety of the rewiring process.